Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we're here to talk about Saturday of Week 5 of Stage 2 in the Overwatch League.
So starting off, first game of the day, we've got the Dallas Fuel versus the London Spitfire.
Dallas looked better than the last time they played.
Yeah.
London has to stay ahead of everybody, so I'm going with they're going to have their A lineup in, like we talked about yesterday. I'm going London. This is important for them. I mean, it's fairly important for Dallas to show up. At least we haven't had any drama this week.
Right.
Much.
And they looked like a much more cohesive and just happy team. This is the first time I've seen any of these guys smile in like 3 weeks.
And gee, the one constant with them being like kind of level-headed and stuff when they play and in a decent mood is Seagull.
Yep.
Because when they took him out, probably to work on D.Va, or whatever they did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he was burying Coco somewhere in the desert. Because he's on a milk carton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he, when he was playing with Effect, playing Junkrat and doing the whatnot there, they were kind of level-headed. They kind of seemed happy. They seemed like they were having fun. Taimu and all those guys were having fun when he was there.
He just seems like he brings a lot more just positive energy to these guys. And I don't know why we haven't seen more of him. Because they just seem to play a lot better when he's in the lineup. And moving him to D.Va, I think that is a way better plan than having Taimu play Winston. That's just asinine. Because Seagull has played D.Va a lot more than
Taimu ever played Winston.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, it's an easier switch for Mickey, too, to switch into the Winston role.
Right.
Than it is for a DPS player to switch into
a main
tank role. Because and especially Mickey, because he plays D.Va a lot, you know how you want the Winston to react. You just have to learn the mechanics of it.
Right.
And their dives and stuff look better.
And I'm sure that he has played more Winston than Taimu ever has.
Oh yeah.
And just in general, he's more aware of what he needs to do and everything that he needs to do to make them a better team and to be more cohesive. And then you just put Seagull on a role that he's at least slightly more comfortable in as far as other than DPS.
Right, and he's actually played it, and D.Va's hard to pick up the subtleties of it, but you can kind of roll with D.Va, because I mean, you aim, you fire, you know where the missiles are, you know when to get in, when to get out. That's really what you need to do.
And I feel like he's had practice of picking up the little minutia things that you need to do to play as D.Va as well.
Because he looked pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Mickey knows how to, like, counter, like I said before, with a D.Va, because he plays D.Va all the time.
Right.
So, that worked out well. That being said, London is not going to lose to them.
No.
They look better, but, man, you don't even have to dive into the map thing. Maybe unless you want to find out where it's going to get interesting, because I'm assuming they're going to do Gesture, Wuyal, Prophet, Birdrain, Nussen, Badosin.
Yeah, this will definitely be their A lineup, because their other matchup against Shanghai, even though we haven't seen it yet because we're recording this on Friday.
I'm assuming that goes well.
Yeah, we're assuming that goes well. And then at the same time, they're probably not going to put in, like we said on our show yesterday, they're probably not going to put in their main lineup against Shanghai. They're going to save that for Dallas, and then obviously for the playoffs on Sunday.
And I'm assuming, too, you want that lineup in just to have them on stage be fresh for the week. I don't think you want them all sitting out for the whole week.
No. And
then just going cold into the playoffs like that.
Right.
But yeah, this is definitely London.
Hands down.
Hands down. Dallas did look better. Not much else to say other than, which finally, with Dallas, fucking finally, I don't have to say 100 things about them.
Exactly.
They look better. They're going to lose today against London.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
So let's move on to the second match of the day. We've got the LA Valiant going to New York Excel. Or Excelsior, or however you want to say it.
Excelsior, NYXL.
NYXL. That just sounds better to me. Saying the full name just...
NYXL.
I don't know.
Whatever. I have no vibe for that.
Any of their
team
names,
is awesome, though.
Right. They have a great team. That's what kind of makes them lucky, is that if they had a bad team, man, we would rip that name apart.
Yeah.
But we can't, because...
Does Stan Lee own the team?
Right. If they don't get that done at some point before Stanley passes, then they have made a huge mistake.
Definitely. Hey, 5 Venoms, get on that. He's a New Yorker just like you guys.
Exactly.
Seriously. It's the motto of the state and all that crap. Whatever.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting matchup. But at the same time, I think this is kind of a matchup where New York doesn't really care as much. They're more going to be preparing for whoever they're going to be facing. Whether it's going to be... Most likely it will be London, who they'll be preparing for, because New York is already locked up that top seed. I don't think no one can dethrone them from that, even with a sweep, just because they've only lost 1 game, and even with a second loss, no other team can, because all the other teams have at least 3 losses.
Yeah.
So New York has that top seed, so they're basically just wondering who they're going to be playing, and they won't know until that first game is played on Sunday. So they're most likely preparing for London. And possibly whoever London would be playing in the other game.
Even if they did lose, they have such a high map. I think they're like 8 maps up on the next team. So
their map differential is absurd.
They would have to lose to the Valiant 4-0 and then ask the Valiant to beat them again.
Right. So
can we just redo that? We want this to be closer.
Right. So New York really doesn't have anything to play for in this game, so it's going to be
to keep guys fresh.
Keep guys fresh. So I feel like we'll probably get a Pine sighting in this game. Some of their lesser played people in general, they might give Sabiobi a break. That kind of thing in general.
You might have like a Pine Libero match, which really isn't horrible.
No, not at all.
You might see a lot more. They've seemed to running Janus on Hollywood, which is the only map they play for hybrid.
Right. I feel like they've rarely played Kings Row at all.
Yeah, I know.
It's really bizarre.
Them and the Valiant, too. Well, the Valiant played a couple times. They've been earlier in the week, but...
Which is hilarious that an LA team has almost exclusively played Hollywood.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's really not all that much to talk about with this game just because there's really not anything at stake. Mostly for the Valiant, they need to pick up some maps.
Yeah.
And if they were to get a win here, that would be pretty big for them.
It would. And
even all that being said, I'm still going with New York.
Yeah, me too. The thing with the Valiant in this too, I mean, the Valiant want to keep it close just for the map differential, I think, even if they do lose.
Right.
And I think they can. It's just, I gotta go New York.
Same.
There isn't like a place on a map or something where normally I can go, hey, they have a better edge on this or that. New York is so good this stage, it's really hard to say, they're terrible on something.
Right, there's not really any one type of map that they're bad at, because I think they've had 1 map loss on each kind of map. Like, there's not any one that they're worse on or better or whatever. Like, I mean, I guess usually if they lose, it's on a hybrid or a escort map.
Yeah.
I think those are kind of theirs, but at the same time, they rarely lose maps as it is, so it's really hard to tell what they're best on, what they're worst on. And I really don't think... The only time we really see any weaknesses that New York has is when they play London.
Yeah.
And then maybe a little bit of Seoul, but even against Seoul, they're so evenly matched that it's hard to tell.
Yeah, they're more evenly matched with Seoul than they are with London, I think.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. London, I mean, that's just how good London is, though.
Well, yeah, and we'll see it again probably on Sunday,
right?
Where you're going to have, for New York to win, you're going to have the Sabiobi hard carry.
Oh, yeah.
Sabiobi hard carry game, which he almost won them the championship last time.
Right.
Pretty much single-handedly, because Jonak lost his mind in the middle of that, the last hybrid map, or the escort map.
Yeah, he was just getting destroyed.
Where was that? Dorado, he was getting shredded.
Yeah, he was.
Of course, a lot of that was profit in his fucking money tires there.
My God.
But anyway, yeah, you gotta go New York in this one. Gee. Okay, now to the match that matters for the day.
Yeah, we've got Boston Uprising against the Los Angeles Gladiators.
Yeah.
So this is an absolute must-win. Need to, I think, at least 3-1, most likely 4-0 for Gladiators to have a shot at getting in. That's
if... Now, this is on... We recorded this on Friday, so that's if Philadelphia wins. That's it's contingent on that.
But even if they lose, even if
There's
Philadelphia
still one map
loses, it's still pretty imperative for the Gladiators to win this game.
Oh yeah, they have to win.
They have to win this game, and they need to get as many maps as they can to really ensure that they make it in. So this is a huge game for them.
Boston's been playing really good though, and I'm sure they wouldn't mind spoiling.
Oh, absolutely. Boston absolutely wants to spoil this game for them.
Didn't the Gladiators have something to do with them
not making it in?
Yeah. Like maybe they took a map from someone, and it was
because at the end of stage 1, Boston they were just sweeping and sweeping. Like I think it was like 4 or 5 games in a row where they were 4-0ing people, and then they played the Gladiators, and the Gladiators took at least a map from them,
and it
kept them out of the playoffs. So Boston is probably going to want to do the same to them.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. Boston is going to be looking to play spoiler in this game for sure.
And they seem to be on that flow they were on
at the end.
With Gamsu's playing great.
Yep.
Dreamcasper's come back into the fold.
Yeah,
he's all of a sudden reemerged.
Right, he's reappeared from whatever sojourn he went on at the beginning of the stage.
His Genji sojourn. Striker.
Yeah.
And does what he does like hardcore. They're going to have trouble with him, the Gladiators.
Yeah, that's because that's probably the biggest weakness that the Gladiators have is they don't have. I mean, as good as Asher can be, Striker is a better Tracer player.
Yeah.
So that's a big advantage that Boston has over the Gladiators in this game.
The one advantage the Gladiators do have in this game is their supports and their tanks. At least their main tank.
Yeah, their main tank for sure.
Fissure and you got Big Goose and Shaz.
Yeah. And I mean, Bishu is kind of the X factor in this game.
Yeah.
Bishu and then their DPS are the X factors, and if those guys perform, then the Gladiators are in good shape. If those guys don't show up, or if they struggle at all, then I think Boston ends up taking the game and keeping the Gladiators out of the playoffs.
The one thing I like about this map situation for in this game for the Gladiators is you have the Sombra maps here. You have Volskaya. Well, of course, who knows with them? They got Volskaya, so Shaz can pull out something.
Right.
Gonna pull out the May again.
We could see Big Goose even play some Sombra too.
Yeah, Big Goose plays Sombra. Because you can play her at Hollywood, Kings Row, and Surefour's really good at her too.
Yeah. The
one thing I do like about the King of the Hill map that Lijiang Gladiators are really good because they have just every single spot in there.
Yeah, and they have guys that can do the big 3 tank where you're running
your Zarya.
Reinhardt, Zarya, Roadhog, or actually no, they usually still go with Diva for that. Just because if there's a Zarya, you want to have a Diva so she can try and eat that ult if at all possible.
Or they can go quad tank too, because I've seen Surefours run the Roadhog.
Yep.
You got this is a map where you're going to see hydration.
Definitely.
Especially to counter Dreamcasper on the Pharah, and on the inside, he can Doomfist on the control center.
Yeah.
You can see that Doomfist May combo.
Oh God.
That's
it's so fun to watch.
And actually, the best one I've seen was the other night. They ran it was Soul. They ran May Reaper, going old school. They were sawing off people, and was it that match? It was one of the matches on Thursday. I don't know. I'll remember it. But yeah, that's a combination that these guys surely could run.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
and
no question.
I mean, I'm diving deep in this because this game actually matters. Every map counts. Hashtag every map counts. Every map matters.
That's going for you, Soul.
Soul and Valiant. Hashtag every map matters. I'm making a symbol too right here. Anyway, so I mean, I'm kind of up in the air, but just because the match means so much, I'm gonna go Gladiators.
Yeah.
Kind of have to.
That's where I'm leaning as well. And I think as much as they needed that win against Philly and they didn't come through, I still like them to come through in this game. I think they do. And I think they end up 3-1.
Yep, and that's what's going to make it interesting to see whatever Philly did,
right,
is going to do. It's going to come down to the wire, and they're going to be trying to figure it out late at night. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
Okay. So that is going to wrap up Saturday, at least the early edition Saturday. We'll probably come hit you on with a stream later on in the evening, and we'll definitely do a preview for Sunday's matches. We'll put that up on Sunday morning.
Yeah, we'll try to get that up before the games on Sunday start. Look out for that, and hit us up on Twitch, Twitter, all that good stuff tonight, because we will be on and talking about these games and figuring out where everyone is and all the excitement of the stage playoffs.
Absolutely. And we will see you guys later.
See you guys on the next one. Later.